What is the nature of our universe? What does it mean to become self-aware? What is self-consciousness? Is there a creator of this expansive infinite universe? The Vedas say that yes, there is a creative force or Chaitanya, which we call God. It is not manifested in material form, but it is present in the very fabric of our universe. When the seed of a tree is cast upon the soil, it finds natural refuge. Eventually, it gets embedded in the womb of Mother Earth. It then finds water and nourishment. Within time, it springs forth as a mighty tree and gives shade, shelter and fruits, producing seeds for regeneration that creates many more trees. It is the cycle of life. The subtle energy that helps transform a seed into a mighty tree is called Ishvara or Supreme Consciousness. It is a tattva which refers to a reality or a principle. Ishvara was never considered a person in the Vedas. The rishis refer to the same Ishvara or energy as Agni or fire, Surya or sun, and Prajapati or creative force of the universe. The universe becomes real to us when we first open our eyes and begin to comprehend our surroundings. The information that we access through our five senses and learn through education and experience becomes real, becomes our world. In the Rig Veda, there is a sukta or a hymn called as Nasadiya Sukta. It is known famously as the hymn discussing creation of everything, that is, or the intention behind manifestation of the universe. It starts out by discussing a time or a moment before space and time existed. This was unmanifest state of existence. Hence the name Na, meaning no, and Asadiya, meaning existence or manifestation. What was it like when there was nothing? What was the force or entity that created everything? If there is such a being, what is it like, and why did it create this universe? Is this God? If yes, then what does it look like? The Vedas do not start out as a charter from the cosmic divine, but rather as an observation and introspection into the nature of existence. It is usually an investigation, discussion, and its pursuit of answers to man's eternal quest for truth or Param Satya. The hymn starts out by informing the state of everything, when nothing existed, when there was no earth or sky, when there was no wind or air, neither was it dark nor light, neither was there a day or a night. There was a moment when there was nothing, no sun or moon, stars or planets, no galaxies or solar systems, not even space and not even time itself. Everything that we call as the universe did not exist. This was the state of unmanifest, pure consciousness. This was the state of Brahma in its original existence, pure potential and limitless energy, the Paramatma or Supreme Soul. Where did this energy come from, and what was its state of being? The creative force existed in itself. In this energy was the intent or Yadrucha to create, to manifest. And from this singular existence, the universe was created. This is explained in the very famous hymn, Eko Ham Bahusyamaha. I am one, now let there be many. From this limitless potential energy, everything that exists was created. First, Kala or time was created. Then space was created. In this void were born the first elements or the Panchamahabhutas. And from permutations and combinations of these five were created everything we witness in the universe. It is said that the universe was created or projected as part of the Brahma. Space, time and the elements were created as manifestations of this eternal consciousness. The truth or Satyam or Brahma is one. There are no multiple sources of creation. Ekam Sat Viprah Bahuda Vadanti. The wise or the realized describe it in different ways, which leads to multiple definitions, descriptions and revelations. But at the core, the Vedas say, none have been able to completely describe pure consciousness or Chaitanya, Neti Neti, or no definition is able to give us a complete picture of the eternal self. That is the reason the Vedas say, Natasya Pratima Asti. One can only try, but no one can give you an exact description of Brahma. And that is the reason you cannot paint its picture or create its sculpture, because any attempt will be incomplete. The very fabric of this universe is the limitless energy that existed even before creation. So, the question would arise, now that the universe has manifested, does Brahma not exist in its original state? Has all the energy manifested into creation? This is discussed in the Purusha Suktam, which states that even though the Paramatman manifested as millions of entities, it still exists in its original state. Pure consciousness still exists in its original state, the state before creation. How does this state seem to be? The Brahma is Nirguna, which means without any traits such as emotions, desires, attachments. Nirakara, meaning it does not have any specific shape or size. Ananta, meaning it is endless or limitless. And Sarvasakshi, meaning omnipresent, a silent observer. It has to be a state that is formless and not confined to any geometric shape. And obviously, God cannot be a male or a female, as it is not a being, it is pure energy and consciousness. The Vedas say that if one wants to see an image or a representation of the Brahma, then there are only two reflections or examples that you can mention to get an understanding of this cosmic energy. There is the sun in the sky and the element fire on earth. Both are made up of and are reflections of energy. The sun gives us light during the day, grows our food, fills the world with life energy or prana, which keeps us alive. The fire also is pure energy, gives us light in the night, protects us and gives us shelter. That is the reason sun or Savitru and fire or Agni are revered in the Vedas. And finally, we can see glimpses of the Paramatman through actions of people. Vishnu Karmani Pashyata, know the divine by its manifestations. We can see a reflection through emotions such as love, compassion and kindness. When we exhibit these higher emotions, we can feel the Brahma permeate through our being. We can never see the divine with these eyes or hear it with these ears, but we can feel it radiate through our being, through our mind. That is why we look skyward when talking about God. The heavens that God is supposed to be living in is towards the sky. This is a remnant of the knowledge from Vedic philosophy that sun is considered to be an image of the divine. We are all part of the same whole and are connected with each other since eternity. We were never separate. We have always been together. This universe is a reality that all of us are perceiving based on our journey across lifetimes in a cycle of birth, death and rebirth. We are all together, not just as humans, but everything in this manifest universe. All the plants and animals, all the rivers and mountains, all the suns, moons and the planets. On the grand scheme of things, we are all this and beyond. We are a fraction of the Paramatman, the Supreme Soul. Just as a drop of the ocean has the properties of the ocean from which it originates, we have the properties of our Creator, the Paramatman. We are Brahma, the reason of creation, and we are Sat, the only truth and reality that ever exists. Our unmanifest self, known as the Atman or soul or the spirit, is the real self. The unmanifest energy is our true being. It is observing the information gathered by the body and analyzed by the mind. It is a silent observer. This is described as the concept of Jiva or Atman and Shiva or Paramatman. It is also the Prakriti or manifested universe and Purusha or unmanifest consciousness. The Jiva or Prakriti goes through the motions of creation and the Shiva or Purusha observes this as a silent observer, not partaking in creation itself. Life is a journey of this limited, finite understanding of ourselves, giving way to the realization that we are limitless, infinite consciousness. We are not Jiva, we are Shiva itself. To begin to seek such a self-realization, one needs a guru who informs us that there is an infinite universe that belongs to us. And we were blessed with such a teacher in the form of Param Sadguru Shri Gajanand Maharaj.